What's poppin', beautiful people? Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I am having some StreamYard issues, so please let me know if you can hear us speaking, if you are here in the live chat. But we're here to go over the final part.
Uh-oh. I don't know if that's me or her different. Oh.
I don't know what StreamYard is doing. It's like tripping. I don't know if anybody could hear what I just said, because for me and James, this whole screen just went like blank. But we're here to go over the Housewives of Rhode Island, Reunion Part 2, Uncensored and Extended, Season 1, Episode 14. Apologies. We do stream through streaming software because it's easier to interact with you guys through streaming software than just through YouTube. I hope y'all can hear me. Sometimes StreamYard, they play with the church's money. Is what they're doing. But Mr. Best is telling me he can hear us. So shout out to Mr. Best. Let us see. I do hope that you guys consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, all of those good things. We will get right on into it. Let me get through these comments. AV is here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's see. Brian and all his lies about the NDA were the biggest thing on this part, in my opinion. I agree. I heavily agree. I
thought that was hilarious, actually.
I knew he was going to come up there and BS. I didn't think that he was going to come up there and give us any form of honesty. I don't know why I thought that, but I had no faith in Brian. I'm not ruler, though. So, you know. I have sense. Hello, VibeX. You guys subscribe to VibeX. Let's support each other in these YouTube streets. It is hard out here. It's hard. Hi, Miss. I'm about to say hi, Mrs. Best. That's me. I'm stupid. I'm reading the. I just got off of work, so my brain is like mush. But hello, Miss Sandra. You guys subscribe to Sandra's channel. The link is in the description of this video. She does some fun reviews, and I enjoy her community. 1. Are you rating the episode a 1, American Born? I just see a 1. I need more. Hi, Naya. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? I hope you are doing well. Hello again, Lexi Lean. Everybody came over from James's channel.
Yay.
AKA the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. He did just cover Housewives of Atlanta, so be sure to check out the replay on his channel. The link is in the description. Lord. Oh, you can hear me. I appreciate y'all. My husband says the sound cut out once, but it's fine now. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. That's sad. I got to ask. What am I paying you for, StreamYard? Figure it out. Playing with the church's money is never appropriate. It's never appropriate. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. I got it. I got it. Pull to Erica Jane. I can't talk about that for legal reasons. Like a monotone robot. Naya. Oh, you give the episode a 10. I was like, not a 1. Who pissed off AB? I didn't know. But also, James, I'm sorry we had tech issues. I did not get to properly introduce James. He is from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, but I feel like most of y'all know that. But I'm still going to say it. So thank you for being here, James.
Thank you guys for having me. I love this channel. So thank you to my bestie for always having me. And I actually really enjoyed this episode, y'all. Joelle, even though I have my issues with her, she was the MVP for me because she kept me hollering.
It's like I've been saying this about Joelle, and I know Kevin Reynolds can't stand her. Sorry for it, but I've been saying this about Joelle. It's not about liking her. And James just said this on his channel as well. It's more so like, can you carry the show? Can you keep it going?
Yes.
And she definitely does that.
She did,
definitely does that. Lord, now it's not showing me my comments. Okay, there it goes. Naya is rating it a 10. That is Vibes Link, American Born, doing the Lord's work. Hello, Shani, my favorite twin. Lord help us. Andy was over lying ass Brian. Child. I think we all over it. We all over it,
yep.
Joellen has been clocked in since episode 1. Honestly, I know people like this cast the way it is, but I need the rest of them to clock in. Joellen is one of your favorites.
Yeah,
she's a lot of people's favorite.
She's not quite my favorite yet. She hasn't. I feel like this did redeem her a lot. Like a lot. Like she did what needed to be done because Rula was gonna bullshit everybody.
She
And I
was.
did it and I wasn't here for it. I'm so happy that Joellen did this. Yes.
There you go, you guys. The links in the chat if you're in the live chat. If you're watching from the bushes, hey, I see y'all. I gotta look for y'all, but I see y'all. But for those who are here in the live chat, or for those who are just interested in subscribing to James or other content creators, see the links in the description, as well as the live chat for James, 5X, and several other good creators. Finally, shut up, Rula.
She didn't shut up. She was trying to deflect the entire time and
My
trying to
thing
say
is,
it
you
wasn't
got up
true.
there and Rula talked shit to all those ladies about how Brian's gonna speak for himself and stuff, just for him to get out there, and all of the ladies was the ones who was helping him to tell the truth. Is she looking around for help? I'm like, no, ma'am. Are they gonna be your enemies? And are you against these women? Or and you standing by your marriage, or are you done with him? Because that's the problem, Rula. We can't even really choose a side of Rula and Brian because she's all over the place. I'm tired of Rula. Joellen has flaws, but I like her. Kept her foot on Rula and Liz's neck, but her disdain for Rosie is stupid. Joellen said good things about Rosie at Watch What Happens Live for the premiere episode, as well as a couple of other times. But I don't know. She has flaws. Like, I can't say that I like her quite yet until I see how she responds when people give her the same energy that, she's
That's
giving
coming.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's coming.
It's
I
coming.
think Rosie gonna have it together. Bush campers, yes, please hit the like button. It does help the channel, and I appreciate those who do it. Rula's wig. Somebody plucked that wig to where it was as thin as a baby bird's feather. I did not understand it. And that nose, I can't.
It's all you can see. It's like literally all you look at when you look at her face. Like, and what's crazy is Rula's a beautiful woman. I feel like she shouldn't have did this nose job.
It's no shade. It's kind of like when Michael Jackson got his nose job. Like, why would you do that? Goddamn you, Joe. Just why would you?
See, because I feel like she didn't. It wasn't as big as she thought it was. I think that's like Liz's husband. His nose is a whole hook. Like, I feel like that's okay. Like that could be worked on, but Rula's nose, I feel like shouldn't have been worked on.
Are you able to hear me?
I'm able to hear you. Yes, you're good.
Okay. It just disconnected me again from the camera. It is not letting me. What the heck? I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna be off camera. I'm gonna do what I can with what I got. It's StreamYard. I have no idea why it is doing this to me, but we're gonna keep it moving. I agree with that. He is a glutton for punishment. Joellen is gonna be friends with Rosie next season. I mean, that would be the smart thing to do, but I don't know. Kelsey seems hell-bent on keeping her friendships. He showed up and gave nothing, Lord. Rula looked beautiful before she didn't need the surgery. That's how it is with a lot of these women who get surgery. They don't need it, but for whatever reason, they decide that they want it. What can we do, y'all? What can we do? Rula had a distinctive nose. I liked it. Oh my God, what is this? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
What is happening? I'm having the worst tech issues today. This has never happened to me. I'm sorry, y'all. StreamYard is a hater. It is. I don't know what the heck is happening. The nose has not had a chance to settle in. Maybe it needs a few more months. Remember when Angela's nose was all messed up and she was hiding, duck, dip, diving, and dodge? The Miss Piggy nose. You are correct. You are correct, Shanny. Rula got her nose fixed to turn it up at this reunion. I cannot. StreamYard is always messing up people's videos. Yeah. I really don't know what that is about, but it happens. It happens. I'm trying to learn editing so I can get away from it, but I am not the smartest when it comes to those things. But let's get into the reunion, y'all. The reunion pretty much picks up where we left off with Rula going off and hollering and acting like she's gonna fight people. And through that hollering, Rula tried to call Joellen a slut. And Joella said, no, bitch, your husband's a slut. And her husband is a slut. What can we do? What can we do? It is the honest to God truth. He is. But it looks like Rula just got read for filth. She tried to go back and forth, but after Joellen called Brian a slut, she then said, well, Rula, you got a new nose just to change your personality. Because, Rula, nobody's going to respect this energy that you have when you ran away like a scared little mouse the whole season. I just don't understand it. But how did you feel about her hollering with Joellen? Joellen was funny, though.
I feel like, here's the thing. It wasn't that she was resistant to the information. She just didn't want to air it out. So it was kind of like, okay, but man, why come on reality TV? Like, what the fuck did you think you were doing on TV? Like, I'm very confused by Rula. Like, I'm very confused by her. Because it seemed like she was just so embarrassed by it that she was just saying whatever she could to shut Joellen up, and it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working.
Like though,
she was just pulling shit out her ass at that point. I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Just sit in it.
Can you see and hear me?
I can see you. I can hear you. It is a little bit blurry and dark, but that's okay. I still can see you and your beautiful
it's
smile.
Gonna have to do. I had to unplug all equipment. I'm just off the laptop right now, and StreamYard seems to like it, so I'm gonna do this. I am so sorry, y'all. We do the best we can with what we got. You love the way she said it. She was funny. Joellen is funny. She's hilarious. Funny, and that's why I do like her, because she will read somebody for filth that she keeps up. I really would have enjoyed her if instead of adding that, when they redid New Jersey and we got Rachel Fuda and Danielle. Yes. I wish they would have got rid of some more of the OGs. I felt like Joellen could have blended with that cast at that time.
Oh, she definitely could have
blended.
I think she would have aligned more with Marge's side versus Teresa's. Mm-hmm. If I'm being honest, I don't see her and Jen Aiden getting along. I don't see her. I don't know if her and Dolores got along. I don't know if they did or not, but yeah, I see her and Teresa bumping heads because Teresa is just like Liz. So I already see that going backwards. So I think she would align with Marge and Melissa and them.
She definitely would. Melissa boring as hell, though. I like Melissa, but she, Lord, she boring. Shani said, I was cracking up with Joella said, I will break your nose. And here you go, Ashley. She just got her face. Joella was writing jokes like it was free and like the rent was due. My goodness. They thought it wasn't going to come out, and the NDA had him covered. They did. They really did. I see you, Twin, looking all thin and skinny. Oh my gosh, I keep hearing that. I'm hearing from people, stop losing weight. I have. I've stopped. I'm down. A lot of pounds. I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. Shout out to this computer because it's working out. But StreamYard, the way I want to curse, but I'm gonna be professional. Rumors are swirling that Liz isn't coming back. Me and James were talking to Kevin Reynolds about that. Feel free to message us anytime on Instagram. But this don't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. Liz don't like being accountable. Are you surprised by it?
Right. No, hell no. I feel like, to me, and that's why I said, I feel like because of what's going on publicly with Dino right now, I feel like that's why she's not coming back, because she don't want to have to answer to that shit.
Yep, because she's gonna have to explain herself.
She probably talked to Dolores, and Dolores probably told her, "You're gonna have to explain that if you come back." And so she said, "Fuck it, I ain't explaining shit," because Liz don't like to explain herself. Whatever Liz says, Liz, it goes. Look at her husband's name is Jerry or Gary. Which one has the Jerry or whatever?
I believe Gary is Joellen's husband.
Okay.
Jerry is, but they're both spelled with the G, which also further
confuses everybody. Liz's husband just goes with whatever Liz says because he's scared of her. And that's the problem with y'all on this cast. Y'all too scared of that lady for me. I can't.
Now she looked like she would rock with her because she beefing with Liz. I could see that. Twin is Baka, that is Spanish for spinny. I know that word, girl. It is. I do my Duolingo every every single day. I actually took 5 years of Spanish, but I try to keep up with it. I live in California. That's basically used just as much as English. Liz and her affair partner probably about to get locked up. I think part of the reason he rejected the plea is probably because if he tells or gets a deal, her name might be implicated or something.
Absolutely, it would be. That's why, yes.
They will get into her ass for Dino. They sure will. The government come after everybody and anybody. Liz's husband looked like he needed a shave. He was very scruffy. He always looks that way.
He always looked that way.
He
I say,
always
y'all
looks
got
that
too much
way.
money for you to be coming on TV looking like you broke. Like, what the heck is going on?
Not coming on looking broke. You ain't right. You ain't right. Y'all, the next thing we see is we get back to Rosie. Because the whole time that Rula is going off on Joellen over her hoe ass husband, we are supposed to be on Rosie's segment, which we could not get through. You could tell they struggled getting through segments with these heifers. Now, I loved how Andy was throwing shade at Kelsey. Pay attention, Kelsey. It's given how he throws shade at Dorit. I don't think Andy cares for Kelsey that much. I just really don't. And honestly, I know some people like the love on Kelsey. She is a beautiful woman, but it's hard to respect somebody who laid down for all that they got and then wasn't even smart enough to put it in their name.
That's been my biggest gripe with her so far. I think she is beautiful. I think she is sweet. But I'm sorry, Kelsey is really fucking stupid because there's no way in hell I'm with somebody all that fucking time. He's paying for my lifestyle. So this is willing money coming to you and you ain't did shit with it. And there was interesting enough, though, I'm glad you brought this up. What's interesting enough is Kelsey's net worth is between $1 to $5 million. So she got something.
But
we just don't know what it is.
She also admitted pretty much to laying down on her back to get everything she got down to her degree. And I just feel like as women, there were other women before us who fought for independence. Be independent. But okay, Kelsey. Okay, Kelsey. But we get back to Rosie. Andy threw the shade at Kelsey because Kelsey's trying to make it seem like she does not care about Rosie's life in her house and stuff. But it's like, bitch, you do care. You research this lady's mortgage. You're coming at Rosie about her mortgage. And I'm like, wait, why are they getting at her about the mortgage loans and things on her house? They're like, yeah, well, you ain't financing your house. And Rosie sat there calmly as a person who has nothing to hide does and says, it's normal. You would know if you bought a house. I was like,
and then renovate it. Where do you think that money comes from? You do one of two things. You either refinance and get a second mortgage, or you take the equity of what the house will be worth and do your renovations. It's one of the two things. Her house ain't but a 1-bedroom with a 3-car garage. So I'm pretty sure the equity in that, it probably isn't much because that's a man's house. Like a man built that for him to get away from his wife probably and ended up selling it because she found out about it. Child. I'm willing to believe that's what it is.
Whatever the hell. I just think it's weird to look into people's mortgages. And then when talking about the mortgages and all the stuff that they looked into, they told on themselves because Joellen, you shady. Joellen's husband works in mortgage, so I'm sure he looked it up. I was like, I get stand up beside your wife, but that just because you work in mortgage doesn't legally give you the right to just look up anybody's mortgage.
Right.
So that's like saying that because I work in healthcare, I could just go into anybody's my chart, anybody's Epic, and look at their sensitive PHI and stuff. Like it does not work that way. So that wasn't the smartest thing. And Rosie is smart because the stuff that she was saying did make them look stupid and she was calm. You do expect people to have a build loan. You can't just go to the Home Depot and say, I want to have extra square footage on my house. Can I buy the wood? It doesn't work like that. No. You got to get a loan. You got to get licenses. You got to get permits. You have to do a lot. You can't just do what you want, believe it or not. Capitalism. But they ask if Kelsey believes that the reason Rosie left her job was because of her colitis, which does cause you to bleed out your rear end. And they spoke on a bunch of stuff. And it just seemed to me like Kelsey, she didn't even do the research on her own. I know Joellen helped her with this and prepped her for this, but it just seemed like Kelsey was hell-bent on finding a way to embarrass Rosie. But let me help all of you women to understand something. We may be respectful and we may not fully judge you if you decide to climb the pole, walk the track, or do what Kelsey did to make some money. However, you're going to get respect a lot easier, especially as a woman, when you work for stuff and get it on your own.
Yeah.
Or if you have a husband who is getting it for you. This is not the case for Kelsey. You coming at this lady about a bunch of shit you strive to have that you don't have. And I just want her to stop. Did you want to add anything to? Oh, I forgot about Rosie had a briefcase of receipts, but they wouldn't let her go get them. And it looks like
I didn't like that.
go let her show her receipts.
Yeah, I didn't like that, Andy. I didn't like that at all. I feel like to me, she's trying to rebuttal what they're accusing her of, and then you're just letting it just like I probably would have cussed Andy out, knowing me, or I probably would have had my receipts either. But that ugly ass briefcase would have just been on stage with us because I would have had my shit ready for him, and I probably would have tossed it over there to Kelsey and Joelle. And since they want to be, researching shit and having receipts, I'd have my own shit.
I agree. I would have kept walking. What y'all gonna do? Debo me? I can't go to my dressing room. I'll be back. I would have told them, but you could tell Rosie's very polite. The rest of the men were happy that Brian was the one in the hot seat. That's just this season. Next season will come because I know a lot of these other men got things. Andy doesn't like women who come on the show and don't tell the truth. That's true. And Kelsey has done nothing but lie about the timeline of her relationship.
I don't think that that's why he was mad. I know we ain't on Kelsey's segment yet. I don't think that's why he was mad at all. I think for me, Andy was probably betting on that man showing up now that that was being revealed that he was supposed to. And they found out it was Housewives and said no. I think Andy was betting on him to come out there and expose that part of Kelsey's life. I really do. And the fact that he didn't, and she already signed the contract, that's probably why he's mad.
I would agree with that had they not explained that it wasn't something that he discussed with production. It was just something he said to Kelsey. Because if he had spoke to production, he would have knew.
But he's on the audition tapes.
I don't think he would have. How would you be on an audition tape if you don't know who you're working for? That's the part that's weird for me with it.
Unless they didn't expose, unless they just went under the production's name, then
I mean, the show was built around Dolores, so I'm sure that he would have figured out that it would at least be on the damn network. It's a weird situation, but yeah. Honestly, for him to expect that was crazy. Big Papa, Jarvis now, like there's a couple of people who aren't sharing their relationship. Honestly, if it's called the Real Housewives of anything, of any city, don't let these bitches come on here if they're not going to show their relationships.
Yeah, because she should have just got fired. So I think she signed her contract before it was revealed that he didn't sign his, and that's why. Because why bring that up then? If he wasn't, because Andy had an attitude about it, because he's like, "Well, we talked about him on the show. He still didn't want to come." So that's why I felt like
because maybe it's something. Maybe they broke up or something, and he was being petty.
Right, probably.
Because why would you agree and get that far to just change your mind at the last minute?
Right.
I'd be embarrassed if Kelsey was my broad too. Rosie did make a point. Kelsey never said no. She was not an escort. We are going to get to that. We will get to that, y'all. She was young and dumb. Kelsey also had that head tumor. I was young and dumb too. I didn't do what this bitch did. Could have too.
Right.
They have nothing else to go after. That's true, Naya. Kelsey acting like Rosie screwed her ex-boyfriend and got her kicked out of that big ass house. She mad?
No, she mad because Kelsey is married and doesn't have to, lay on her back to get, security. She already has it. It's really given jealousy. It's given that she would love to be in those positions. Kelsey could be married to somebody probably more voluptuous than Bill. But the problem is that that's not what she wants right now because she's already had the money. She just didn't do it right. And so y'all have to reevaluate that. Just because y'all don't do something right the first time doesn't mean you shouldn't reattempt it again.
That is true. True.
Yeah,
first you don't succeed.
Right.
Kelsey's lying about being pressed. Girl, we saw you. Just bothered. I think sometimes they forget they okay. And what the hell is wrong with having a mortgage? If you can get a mortgage, especially on your own, don't that mean you're doing pretty good for yourself? Your credit score should be pretty damn good. That's true. That is true. Especially out there, the houses are expensive. Yes, very. Anything on the water in America, the house is going to cost too damn much. Kelsey, give me the white girl version of those chicks from CB4 movie. when one of them said my left breast was prominently shown in Wacky D's last video. Shanny. Shanny. It might have been shopped as a different name. They could have done that too.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
How about we have a show about housewives with nothing but housewives on the show, not exes, housewives, or almost housewives?
We wouldn't have shows because a
Yes, we
lot of
would. Yes, we absolutely would. There
I
are
don't think
lots of
so.
other shows across other networks that do well without housewives. There are several huge Bravo shows that don't feature housewives that have done fine. They
Oh,
can
I
do
must have
it.
read her question wrong. Let me see. About housewives, but nothing but housewives on the show, not ex housewives or almost housewives. Um, I feel like that's why. No, I still stand with my comment. I feel like to me, a lot of people don't want to tell their business, and a lot of people come on these housewife shows to get divorced. That's why there's so many of them. So I feel like no, I feel like if we had just strictly housewives, I feel like they wouldn't be able to cast.
They would because they did back in the day when they first started. I think they just got caught up in the
Social media.
scandal that
Yeah.
comes with things because that's what OC was for. That was the first Housewives ever. Day one Bravo fans are fully aware they were all wives. They were all wives. Season one of RHOA, everyone was a wife with the exception of two.
I was gonna say, and
So
there was five of them. So it was like, yeah, no,
everybody
two.
was a wife with the exception of two. The one that wasn't had a similar situation to Kelsey, which was Kim with Big Papa. If you're gonna be on the show, at the very least be in a relationship. At the very least, because people who are in marriages that succeed, he is correct. They're not going to be okay with just being on TV like this. They're just not. However, if Kim could have Big Papa for all those seasons that she was there, getting cashed out, living in a condo, he was raising her kids damn near. Like, I don't understand why Kelsey got away with not sharing this man who was her storyline.
We didn't know who Big Papa's was when Kim got on the show.
That is my point. We did not see him and he was not on the show, but Kim spoke about it. They were in a relationship. We would hear phone calls. Kelsey came on this shit acting like she was with this man, but was broken up with him, acting like she was going to break up. I just don't want dishonest people.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was gonna say no, we didn't see Big Papa. We didn't know who he was, and
I'm
I didn't know who he
aware. I
was till he
watched. I was
died.
there, but that's what that got to wait for the whole thing.
R.I.P. to him.
I just really don't. I don't like when bitches come on here and like fully lie. We expect y'all to lie a little bit, but I don't think she's been with this man for some time. And I think that's why he pulled out of the show. But we'll never know. We'll never know. Apparently, she has, according to James, a $1.5 million net worth. We don't know from where.
It said between 1 and 5 million. It didn't say 1.5, 1 to 5 million. I don't know
Between 1 and 5 million.
That's what it said. I was like, where? Does she have some investments they cash out every month? Like,
maybe she bought something for like a family member. Maybe it's assets. But they also, a lot of people have come out and said that like when you Google people's net worth, it's not always accurate at all. So who knows? It used to be more married women. It sure did on all of the housewives. It sure did. It can be done. They're just choosing to not do it. But to be fair, when the housewives were on TV and a lot of them were married, like earlier days, you stuck with a demographic, a certain demographic. So by adding extra people, they do open up the audience. But you know, what can we do? We move on to Alicia. I'm just gonna let y'all know, I'm not about to hop on the train just because everybody else is with Alicia. It's cool that she says cracker with that accent, but y'all do realize that a lot of people in the East Coast that are melanin redacted say cracker that way. Just saying. So I'm looking at Alicia's segment, and I feel like Alicia didn't give us much this season at all, except some tears and a couple of tantrums. But Alicia says that she's going to come up with a wedding date soon. She doesn't have one yet. Alicia also says that she's working on a cracker line with the people who do the oyster crackers. I said, Alicia, do you realize that there's a lot of companies that make oyster crackers? There's Nabisco. There's the store brands. There's like, which oyster cracker company, darling? Like, which company? I just want Alicia to know what she's doing. But maybe she's trying to keep her cracker line quiet, but I don't know. through Alicia's segment, they discuss her husband, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all. Alicia is a liar, and I feel like this is why I said and maintain my opinion on her not being homeless. One, it's the field of work that I do. I literally work with the homeless. So I have to understand what the definition is at the federal level as well as the local, county, and state level. Uh, the lady was not. And I feel like she might be, as Naya is saying, intentionally dense, but I also don't feel like Alicia is as dumb as she makes herself out to be. She's dangerous, actually, in some ways, because let's start with her husband or fiance, whatever the hell he is. She made us think that this man wasn't shit and presented her with this awful prenup that left her with absolutely nothing. Come to find out, he has legally protected her, and the prenup was presented to her with the literature and language and the statement from her attorney saying, you can change whatever you want in here. He literally drafted a document and said, change what you want in it. She made it seem like he just was not going to give her nothing and gave her no option to edit it. Alicia. Why? Then she's not happy with, I want my name on the house. I don't know where that money is. I want to see it. I think she just wants more access to his money.
I do too.
I really do. I don't think she cares about having her name on shit. The lady's brain went absolutely blank when Rula was explaining like financial accounts and what they are. The brain went blank. Even Rula had to laugh. That was the one time Rula laughed this whole reunion was at Alicia's dumbass, because how don't you understand any of these things about your bills and banks and mutual funds? Alicia just wants her way, y'all. That's what I'm gonna say. And she owes her husband an apology. The same way she made it seem like her husband ain't shit and wasn't taking care of her and attacked her, it's the same way that she believes that she's homeless. That's all I'm gonna say. She wasn't homeless, just like her husband is not someone who did her dirty. But how did you feel about Alicia's segment and her crackers?
Her manipulation to the audience is very dangerous. And, I feel like, to me, you didn't need to do that to be liked. We probably would have liked you if you'd have just kept it real. Just say you're dumb as fuck and leave the rest of us alone. Because just say you didn't understand what the fuck he was giving you and leave it alone. Like, for you to make up stories and then it not be what you say it is crazy. And Billy, I feel like you're just as stupid as she is. Honestly, I do. I feel like you might be book smart, but you ain't got no fucking common sense. There is no way I'm watching this television show, listening to this lady, and then come to find out she over here making me look like I'm a one-night monster that's finna, kill her if she goes left. Like, I'm sorry. That shit threw me for a loop. And the fact that the whole fans of these shows, the audience, the viewers, the fact that the majority of y'all are buying this bullshit about her just because she says crack and all the fuck shit, y'all are crazy. That lady is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I agree. I honestly agree. I agree. She's famous for nothing. She's like the Kim K of Housewives in some way, Miss Alicia. Like, I'm never impressed by her at all. Hi Kiwan J. That is the creator whose link I put on the screen. It is in the live chat. She's also in the description of this video, and she also covers this show. So tap in, tap in, tap in. This show is supposed to be filming season 2 soon, too. They were not playing with Rhode Island at all. Cracker. Like, girl. Q1J, we appreciate you for joining. She had us convinced he was the problem. I was never convinced.
I wasn't convinced because it didn't make sense. I said that in the episode. It does not make sense. Then why not get a fucking job and leave? If you really this unhappy, I knew it was something. And I couldn't put my finger on it because me and Mrs. Best both said, why not get a job? Why not leave? Why not get your own independence? Like, why are you struggling with that?
A man can't be that bad if you can complain about him, not work, and still have him paying for your life. He ain't that bad. Right. He's not. She's a spoiled fucking brat, which is probably why she thinks she was homeless even though she had a home. All because she didn't want to read or work. It's like she's also lazy.
Yeah, she's lazy.
It's like he's asking you, and then when not Brian, what's his face? When I can't think of her man's name right now, but when Alicia's husband or fiance pulled out that paper and was willing to give her 50% of his shares in the restaurant, she didn't want to sign it at first, and then she was going to just sign it, and we had to make a joke about Teresa Giudice. Like,
No, she said, I don't want to read this. It was like,
she was going to just sign it. That's
yeah,
what I'm saying. That's
yeah.
strange to just sign it. Read it.
Read it. Like, he could be taking you to the clean. Y'all, I'm sorry. That lady, yeah, it's going to take me a long time to get used to her. I'm sorry. It really is.
Lord, not if Billy likes it, I love it. American Boy said we gonna have to square up. I'm sorry, Alicia. Listen, in
I need you
moments
to
with
explain.
the ladies, she is funny, especially when she's like making her little comments while other people are talking. That part is funny, but it's given Phaedra parts. She good in confessional, but not much else.
Okay, tag my turn. American Boy, I need you to explain right now, what is it with Alicia that has you team Alicia? I need you to explain it. Like, I need to know what everybody else is on. Maybe because you just said it, maybe you could explain to me in ways that I can understand, because I don't see it.
Naya said, yeah, I was surprised he did all of that for her, and I realized I only had her side this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people are quick to side with the person that we see more than the person that we don't have the rapport with. So I'm not surprised a lot of us were on his side, but the way Alicia moved with the homeless stuff, that's when I started to look at her crazy. Billy owns several restaurants. I don't think he gave her any of the ones he owns with his family.
Which is
I don't
fine.
think he did either. He gave her 50% of his shares.
His share, yeah.
So, but I wouldn't have gave her shit. You don't want to be my wife. You don't want to read a document. You can't even.
You don't want to get a job
to dance, and that was the thing that he said. He said, if you're going to get 50% of these shares, then you need to take your daughter that you carried for 9 months to dance.
Do y'all know how much I would love?
Why is he doing that when he's working full time?
Right, and you just sitting on your ass.
The person at home, whether you a housewife or a house husband, should be the person handling the pickups, the drop-offs, the PTA meetings, going and talking to people, all that. Like,
to me, I would love if my only responsibility is I just need to drive an hour to go pick up the baby and bring her back home and then drop her off and stuff. I would love to have all my bills paid if that's all I got to do. Because I'm sure she don't cook. I'm sure she don't clean. No. So I would love a life where all I got to do is get in the car, drive an hour to go pick up the baby, and then bring her back. Do y'all know how much I will be willing to do that every day? Or how many days the baby go to dance practice?
I think it's weird that you have to be coerced to take your own kids somewhere.
Right.
But that's just me. Maybe Billy had to find the dance place. But yeah, she could definitely do more. Alicia's lazy. And
she's lazy.
We need a ditzy one in the group.
We have her. Her name is Ashley. Move on.
Ashley is always gonna I feel like Ashley should be a friend of. I know she's a wife, but I still feel like she should be a friend of.
Yeah, but when he said we need a ditzy one in the group, we have one. Her name is Ashley.
I feel like
is very ditzy.
She is, but I need her as a friend. I don't know. I'm gonna give Ashley one more shot, but she bores me. She is goofy and funny to me. She is goofy and funny, but it's an act. And I think, unfortunately, this is something, I think that in later seasons, especially if Liz disappears, I think we'll start to see that Alicia knows what she's doing. I haven't forgot when she got at Rosie, I believe it was earlier in the season when they did that railroad activity along the ocean, and she just screamed at her for no reason. I think that was the real Alicia. Don't nobody just scream that comfortably unless they want to. Rosie went off on Kelsey, the slam pig scene, and you could tell with everything she did, she had to kind of think about it, and you could tell she's not used to behaving that way. But Alicia,
oh no, that was on par.
I think that's the real her. She's goofy and funny. She does that until she's not getting her way, and then I think she turns into Satan's spawn.
Yep.
That's just my opinion. AB, I told you that ditzy act was fake. LOL, Alicia annoys me. Oh, I see how it is. Listen, Alicia still gives us a giggle. Where is Sandra? We have her cloak of immunity over Alicia. Oh Lord, not Miss Sandra's cloak of immunity. It ain't good over here. I don't accept those. Okay. He gave her one job. You can't pick up
One.
fucking kid,
One
lazy,
job
fat excuse of a
for,
woman. Go get that
for
baby.
2 hours. Literally 1 hour to go get her and 1 hour to come back home. That's all she got to do. And everything is paid for. I mean, damn.
She ran over a woman and obviously
That ain't my problem. That ain't my problem. She listen. She got a driver's license. She can do it.
I always question. I have a friend from high school who had a baby at like 30, couldn't drive, still doesn't have a driver's license, and then wonders why everybody be like, "Girl, we ain't drive. Gas is $7 here in the Bay, a gallon. Y'all better hop your asses on Golden Gate Transit."
I'm trying to tell you,
Bart, and you're there, okay? AB, I can't windmill with Alicia unless somebody wrong her. Nobody has wronged Alicia, honestly, this whole season. I don't think anyone's done anything to her that was shady. Let's see. After I joined your Drew team, you can't help me. AB, I like Alicia, but her goofiness annoys me. Yeah. I think it's just that she acts dumber than she is.
Yes, it's an act. That's the thing. That's not her authentic self. I do not believe that she is this oblivious and this stupid. Like, I just don't believe that. I believe she's spoiled. I believe she is entitled. And I believe that she is going to manipulate to get her way a lot of the time. And it works because Billy is a pushover. And that's crazy as hell for me to say that because that man is well accomplished. But usually those men are pushovers a lot of the time because they're afraid to be alone.
Yep. That's what he gives, because it doesn't seem like she's that interested. Even backstage with the guys, when they were talking, he's like, wait, what happened? Billy didn't know about nothing. He says Alicia just and that's it. And I'm just like, are you not talking to your man? Because when shit go down, I be calling my husband like, Joe, let me tell you what so and so.
Right. Like that's the norm. That's why I'm like, I just don't believe it. Like, I don't. What'd you say, American Horror?
Okay, let me make a call to the peeps in Rhode Island and see if she is acting.
I need her to come on my channel and interview, and I can tell you if she's acting.
She ain't gonna interview with nobody look like us.
Right.
Let's just call a spade a spade. She died. But we get into some more. We get into Kelsey's segment. There's a lot that happened in the segment. The first thing we'll address is that she was hit by a drunk driver. This is how she discovered that she had a brain tumor in her head. I was almost empathetic until she said that she put off taking a tumor that could make her blind, potentially. She put off a surgery to have it removed to compete in a pageant. The pageant that her ex allegedly paid for her to win. I'm sorry you had a brain tumor. I'm sorry you were hit by a drunk driver. Please drive sober. It's a serious thing. You really can hurt somebody, even if you think you're okay. However, if I find out I have a brain tumor, I'm dropping everything. I'm dropping YouTube. I'm dropping everything. Not permanently, but like, I'm going to go address that. And I don't understand this. Like, I'm thinking of Latrice over on Bell Collective, not wanting to get them fibroids out, but then wanting to have a child. I'm thinking, always prioritize your health, y'all. That's all I'm going to say with that. Before I move into more of her segment, how'd you feel about the tumor and the pageant?
I thought that was irresponsible. I really did. I thought that was irresponsible. Yes, that is great to, especially if you win, have that title. But at the same time, title versus your life. We need to rearrange priorities here because clearly we don't have any. If you felt like you could put off brain surgery to compete in a fucking pageant that you didn't even win, by the way. So, like, no, I'm not trying to be shady, but I'm just like,
it was perfect shade, though. It was perfect.
It was shade. No, but it was like, well, what? Like, that's really worth your life.
That makes it worse. Yes. But that really brings it that you landed the plane because you got a point. You put the ability to see and your health at risk for a pageant that you didn't even win. That the rumors are swirling around. Like, Kelsey's a mess. James really, he landed the hell out of the plane. Naya said that part. My cousin just had her tumor removed. Oh, good for your cousin. That's really, really good. It took years to find a doctor that will remove it. Oh, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Well, I'm glad your cousin is okay. It is difficult to find doctors that will do stuff, but I'm also happy to hear that doctors that weren't confident in removing it did not try, because it can always go the other way. Um, DM Rocks, hey, how are you today? DM Rocks says, hey, it's rumored that everyone's coming back next season except Liz. I have been seeing the rumors that Liz quit the show. Personally, y'all, I think it has to do with Dino and his situation, but time will tell. They'll be filming. They say this show should be back like the end of this year, beginning of early next year. They're supposed to start filming soon, so we will know shortly who's going to be here and who is not. And no, she did not win, Naya. It is dreadful. Oh, snap. I thought the ex-boyfriend paid for it and she won that pageant. No, but the ex-boyfriend paid for something probably. Also, it's rumored that Rosie's friend Monique might take Liz's spot. I would love that. I don't feel like there were enough people aligned with the people not from Rhode Island, i.e. Rosie and Ashley. I feel like they need to even it out and give them someone on their side, because Rula will probably still be working remotely. I feel that in my soul. It was behind her right eye and no one wanted to touch it. Okay, yeah. Anything near the optic nerve. I don't think people realize how important our eyes are and that nerve. Anything near that, they will be hesitant to touch. So it is good. But I'm glad she's okay. That's a blessing. I'm really glad to hear she's okay. AB, how is your cousin now? We are sending healing and good vibes. AB says the cousin is good. We are sending the best vibes. She is better and not having as many migraines. Oh, that's good. Migraines are the devil. Someone told me about, because I have chronic migraine disorder, and someone told me to buy this thing on Amazon that, like, I guess it gets cold or hot and you put it around your head and it like holds you right there. I need to get one. I was going to buy one, but then I talked to my doctor about it. Apparently the health coverage will cover it. I said, what? Send me one. My migraines be horrible. The ex-boyfriend was paying for her ass in her mouth. Shitty. Oh my God. The next part of Kelsey's segment they went into was the rumor. Word on the curb is Kelsey's a hoe. Okay, but in the words of Boots from Flavor of Love 2, she a top dollar hoe, aka a escort. So I would love to know who's in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, hey, I love y'all too. Comment if you think that Kelsey was an escort or not. That's the weirdest thing to ask people to comment, but it was a part of the reunion. I'm curious to see how people feel about it. I believe she may have been, just based on the things that she does and how she's so okay with it and how she reasons, especially based on the fact that she aligned with friends like Liz who used to do the same things in their youth. I don't know. She might have done it. I feel like maybe this is how she met the boyfriend, maybe working or something. I don't know. With Kelsey, you just never know. We don't know what to believe. But apparently this rumor came from a lady in Kelsey's friend group. And Kelsey says that there was actually a woman in her friend group who was an escort. And she says that people are mixing the two of them up. Mixing the two of you up how? In what ways? As my professor would say, please expand on your response. Like, I would love to know. I don't understand. I genuinely don't. But she says that her man broke up with her, because they also went over the timeline of the relationship. She says that she learned of the other girlfriend in Florida that Rosie was throwing shade to Kelsey about, that her man was dating. She says she learned about that lady in 2020. Now, Kelsey was caught in a lie in this segment, because Kelsey said on the show multiple times that she met her husband or her boyfriend while out or something, and that he made it very clear from the beginning that it would be an open situation. Please correct me if I'm wrong, James, in chat. That is what this lady said on the show.
That's exactly what she said.
Now
she never said there was nothing monogamous about this relationship.
She said whatsoever. From the jump, she knew that, and that the connection was so good and she was young that she was willing to keep going. Now she's saying that they were monogamous, and she did not know he was talking to another woman until 2020. She says that she was upset and jealous about it at first, but then they ended up meeting up, and she's no longer jealous. We also learned that the other woman he was dating in Florida is smart and got the hell away from him because they're no longer together. But okay, so there's a rumor about an escort and you being the escort, Kelsey, and your way of clearing that rumor is telling us that people are just mixing you guys up. Nobody can mix me up with a fucking hoe, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. That's a strange
you can mix me up with a hoe, but I better get her check.
He said, give me the money.
Yeah, like if you're gonna do that, I better get her check. Whatever her cut is, I better get a piece.
I mean, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it?
I feel like I would have kept it real. Like if he was an escort, just say he was an escort. Like what the fuck is the big deal? And I told y'all, James is not mad at hoes, escorts, hoes. Don't be a homewrecker. That's my only rule. Just don't be a homewrecker. But if you out there, you got to sow your wild oats and go out there and hoe and do something strange for a piece of change or a lot of change. I'm not mad at y'all. I told y'all this season of my life, I am not mad at y'all. I support y'all because it's hard out there. And I totally get that. And jobs don't pay what they supposed to. Taxes want to be high as fuck. Rent want to be high as fuck. I'm not mad at y'all if y'all go and sleep and get, some change to help make sure the life keep going. You got to do what you got to do. And I wish Kelsey would have just stood in that because Kelsey, I would have defended you. As associated to Mrs. Best TV, I would have been in your corner and defended you in front of anybody who didn't like it, because at the end of the day, we all got to live. And it's getting harder out there. Like jobs aren't paying what they're supposed to be paying for us to live. So what the hell people supposed to do? And if you got some fool out there that's willing to drop a stack on your kitchen table because times is hard, what the hell? What am I supposed to be mad about that for? Do what you got to do.
Was that not what he was paying for?
That's what I'm yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Why did she just keep it real?
I mean, he wouldn't have been buying you all that stuff and letting you stay in that house if you wouldn't. That's all I'm gonna say. But okay, Kelsey, whatever make you feel better. But I'm with James on that one.
Yeah,
let me see what comments I have missed. Kiwan JTV, I can't go to the corner right now. Kari got me cooking again. She says she's already in the corner.
Shani, save me a plate. I don't even care what it is. Save me a plate.
You on the East Coast. I would have been in my car. Shani thinks I'm playing. I'm really coming. Don't go.
Okay, don't be surprised when we knock on the door. Talk about, hey, girl.
I'm going to see Tariq nephew.
Right. We here.
Oh, Lord. Kelsey is a kept hoe who coochie wasn't good enough to be kept or start a bank account.
I mean, the man had to listen. He had to transfer money from somewhere. She might got a bank through Cash App or some shit. I think she got a bank account. She had to get the money somehow. He in Miami.
Kiwan said, "Your coochie wasn't good enough to be kept or open an account." Go follow Kiwan JTV and subscribe. She's close to 1,000, and that is why, because of comments just like that. That is why the people are subscribing.
Right. Well,
all I hear is she's looking for another older man. Poor Bill. Is that his name, Bill?
Yeah.
So many of the men on the cast. The women all look the same at the beginning of the season, and then all the men, we got a Jerry and a Gary.
We got two Bills, like what
two Billies, right? I'm lost.
Y'all mamas need to come up with some better names now. Shit.
Not a chair at the stove. Keep one. Kelsey lied. That's what she does. That's what she does. I've learned as I've gotten older, just tell the truth. Even if it's about something small, just tell the truth, big and small, because when you lie, people don't take you seriously. No matter how big or small or impactful the lie is, they won't. Kelsey says she stole her pics and is using that for her escort business. The only person we were mixing Kelsey up with was Rosie, and I don't think Rosie out there screwing the ex-boyfriend. No.
Yeah. They don't even look alike to me. I mean,
a little bit to me.
I think it's just the hair.
I told y'all I'm for the hoe. I'm gonna use what I got to get what I want.
I ain't mad at you. I'm James.
Period.
Listen, I'm in your. If nobody else is in your corner, I am in your corner. I get it. Trust me.
Shanny said she was grilling some chicken on the panini press. It is too hot to turn the oven on, and I made some rice.
Oh, that sounds good.
Summertime, please come to California. Carl, aka the fog in San Francisco, we do have a name for it. Carl won't go away. It was misting and raining the other day. It's been like highs of 68. We are cold out here. It's actually colder now than it was in the wintertime, and I don't get that. I don't know what's happening. And we keep getting earthquakes. I'm like, let it be the big one or give me nothing at all. I need some time off. Let's see. They do. They do. I mean, what is in the water? Why is Brian's side host still online, still talking? That's because right there, there ain't no NDA.
I be talking too. I was singing like a canary.
She isn't going to shut up. She wants to be on the show. It was 100 degrees. What was the high on my weather app? It's something stupid.
I think it was like 70 degrees here, 78. I think.
Yeah, we had a high. It says the high is happening right now. It is 72 degrees today, or at this moment, so they say. But there's a breeze, a very cold bay breeze. Twin, you don't want this heat out here. It's about to be 104 or 105. Come Wednesday and Thursday, and the humidity be crazy. Oh, God. Oh, God. Weather is the only thing keeping me in California, though. I'm not going to lie. Yikes, Dougie. It's 100 degrees here. That's crazy. We are close. I have my heater on. Like, that is crazy. My God. It will be 100 degree, over 100. Why are y'all getting the weather we usually get? Like, even in Stockton in the valley, it hasn't been that hot. And usually that part of California is always like
Let me tell y'all something. I do not miss nothing over no 100-degree weather. When I tell y'all, I will stay where I'm at. I do not miss no 100-degree weather.
You don't have that where you're at?
Nope.
100 degree? No,
nope.
That's good.
If we do get it, it hasn't happened yet.
It will. I have friends that live there. Just hang in there, especially because you near South Carolina.
I'm used to it. So I mean, it's not. Heat. Yeah, it's not. And humidity, because I lived in Miami in the summer. So yes, no, I'm used to it all. But I'm just saying, it's been beautiful here.
Oh yeah, Texas is the worst. Texas is the worst. I have family out there that want to run away from Texas because of the weather. It's because the equator shifts every 5 years or so.
Yes, it does.
That is
yes,
true.
It does. Yep.
Girl, whatever the hell. Can I get some sun without a breeze? We cold. Can't even go to the beach. Shit. Next thing we're gonna get into, y'all, is Rula. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the best I can to get through Rula. Now, the husbands come out. Rula claims that she really was sick. They asked who believed Rula was sick. The cast raised their hand, but they all had a reason why they think she was sick. They all stated maybe stress-induced. So nobody thinks that she was sick. Everyone thinks that her body was having a reaction to Brian, which I think too. I don't think anything was wrong with this lady, or she was doing some sort of other plastic surgery that she did not need. But nobody thought, or people thought that Rula really was sick, which was nice. But Rula, you are the first remote housewife. I wish they would have talked about that. There weren't like very many fan questions. I don't know if anyone else noticed that through this reunion. And I feel like the fans were really asking, like, where the hell were you? Were you really sick? Things like that. But we move on to Brian, because honestly, Rula's not that fucking interesting. She's only interesting because her husband keeps fucking up, and her response to it is strange, if we're being honest. But Rula says that she knew that Brian was saying things to the mistress to keep the mistress from going buck wild. They're talking about this in terms of if he still communicates with her, and they're talking about this as it relates to when they were at the polo event and he left up out of there, and they're trying to say that he was with the mistress. But she says that she knows he does talk to her, but it was only to keep the girl from going buck wild. But a comment like that, he talked to her, but to keep her from going buck wild. So you are aware of this. It is out of control. Like, you're acknowledging that this is a thing, Miss Rula, through that statement alone. Rula also says that she wants people to just let her and Brian work on things, which I wish she would have just said that from the beginning, because people would have at least understood that. But Instead, she went about it an odd way. So Joellen reminds Rula that Brian had a tracker on her. And apparently, she says that they both use a tracking app with each other outside of the tracker on her car, which makes the tracker on the car even worse. Because if you already had access to her location at all times, then why would you add further access?
Because Rula turned the shit off. Listen, we're not gonna go through rigmarole with this. Rula turned that shit off, got in her car, and followed him one night and saw that he was over
And
at
he
that
said, I
man's
need to
house.
know when you
And I
follow
need
me.
and he saw her, and that's why he put the shit in the car. We're not stupid. And I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't want her coming after me. But no, we know this story. This didn't happen. Listen, me and Mrs. Best is from the Bay Area, Oakland, California. Women will drive all three of their kids, put them in the car, and make sure their baby daddies and boyfriends is going to work instead of the other baby mama house. I didn't see it happen too many times. So miss me with that shit. He put the tracker in the car because Rule followed him one night. She did.
I believe she did. I believe they're extremely toxic, if we're being honest.
Yes.
I definitely feel like she's extremely toxic. But we move on to more foolery because I honestly don't care about the tracker. Brian was released and all of this stuff. Rula claims she wouldn't have went to the police about the tracker if she knew it would get Brian arrested. She lied. Okay. And I have disclaimers going across the screen on the ticker. There's also a disclaimer in the description of this video explaining our opinions, and fair use. Rula, stop BSing us. Just stop. Like, it's very obvious what is going on, but you continue to bullshit. And I don't understand why you bullshit. We are not dumb. Also, she's a financial advisor. Financial advisors, yes, their job is finances, but a big part of finances is understanding laws, rules, and things. So I am sure that this lady was aware that in her state, where this counts as DV, that he would get in trouble. And I feel like she did it in a way to either say, free me from this marriage, or you need to be free from that bitch because I ain't going nowhere and I'm the priority. But I definitely think they were toxic with that. We move on to another rumor about Brian because they're endless. And it's about a Spanish teacher that Alicia brought up. And that's why I say Alicia's not as innocent as she likes to make herself seem, because she exposed Dino with Liz. She exposed the Spanish teacher with Rula, but then she acted like she was just their friends and didn't want to confront them on stuff. Alicia be full of shit. But the Spanish teacher is Brian's ex-wife. Now, Joella had told us during the season that Rula was with Brian while he was with the ex-wife still. Joellen did come with proof of the divorce from the state website where you can get county records and clerk records and things like that. It looks like Brian was finalized in his divorce in 2016, and the original filing was in 2012. There's nothing on file from what they explained for separation. And so it makes me think that maybe, just maybe, Rula was with him after he filed for divorce, but it doesn't mean that she was the person he was cheating with. Joellen didn't quite connect those dots for me. What she did connect for us is that the year that the divorce was finalized was also the year that Rula got pregnant. So I guess she was pregnant by a man before she was married, and she was pregnant by him before his divorce was finalized. She could not say her wedding date. She could not give a date. She couldn't give anything. The only reason someone would not be willing to give their wedding date is if there is a crossover of dates that is not appropriate. You should be able to say your wedding date. You asked me when my wedding anniversary is, August 22nd, 2012. It's not hard. Say the fucking date, Rula. And she wasn't doing it. But Joellen's proof did help us get to the bottom of a lot. How did you... I guess I'll just keep going because there's so much with Brian, y'all. I don't know how.
I was going to say, yeah. The only thing I want to say at this point is no, Rula did actually confirm it. She said that he filed for divorce in 2010 and she met him in 2012. And when he came out, he said he filed for divorce in 2012, which is what showed on the receipt. So actually, she did incriminate herself. You just had to catch it.
So she basically got herself in trouble. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's your husband now. But knowing that, I don't feel as bad about the stuff, because it sounds like The old saying, the same way you catch him is the same way you lose him. Well, it sounded like you caught Brian while he was married to somebody else. And now somebody else has caught him while he's married to you. Except I don't think she wants to lose. So we'll see. But Rula, as they said, what did Joella say? I had my first kid out of wedlock too. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But with Rula, there's also the cultural aspect where it is a big deal in her culture to have a baby out of wedlock. So maybe she feels away, especially the fact that she was a mistress and now she on here crying about being, crying about a mistress fucking with her.
Be careful how you get them, because you may lose them the same way you got them.
Yep. She knows. Now she knows. But the men came out. Jerry or Gary, I don't know which is which. Liz's man confirmed that Brian called him basically from a friend's phone, handed the phone to Brian. Basically, Brian is smart too. I feel like him and Rula do stuff. He used his friend's phone to try and not get caught because it's not going to be on his phone. But Liz's husband called him out about that. Brian was trying to warn him that Liz was out with another guy. But we get more of the story because apparently the guy at the time that Liz was out, it wasn't a big deal because her and her man were separated at the time. So they can't get mad at each other for that. But Rula claims she still had no clue about any of this. Brian was unable to comment on any of the shit we wanted to know as it relates to the mistress, the percentage that they have in his company. He said that he signed an NDA. But then Rula spoke on some stuff and was like, right, honey? And even Andy would have to be like, he just said he signed an NDA. Where did y'all find this lady? Can we return Rula to sender?
No, actually, I want to see how she squirms her way out of this next season. I really do. I want to see it. I really do. Just because she was adamant on keeping all this shit a secret. Meanwhile, his ass and Rula, this is where you fucked up because Brian is sloppy as fuck. So I don't understand this. I don't understand it. So yes, no, she needs to come back. She needs to explain this. And then we need to, figure out where we go from here.
Child,
that's all.
It's a mess. Let me get through the comments because we're going to be talking about Brian pretty much for the rest of the live. The people in Europe are buying every AC they can find. Oh, it's getting hot like that. I always keep an AC. Even living where I live, I still got AC because I don't like to get hot, get angry. Hell yes, times are definitely changing shit. Oh snap, do y'all remember that old movie with Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds? I do. Called Texas has a Senate house in it, and that was the name of the theme song too. Brian made her sick for real. I don't feel sorry for her no more. If you was the side chick too, girl, you getting everything you put out in the universe.
Yep.
Rula was full of it. The best little 304 house in Texas. Yes. Rula, what else is Brian doing to keep her from going buck wild other than just talking? That's the question. That's the question, but she wouldn't dare give us that on TV. Yes, consider liking the video. I do appreciate it. Consider subscribing. There are playlists on the channel showing all the different shows we cover, and I am also adding more. Let's see. Right. She's annoying. I hope the dogs relieve themselves with ease. Let's see. Rula is stubborn, just a fool being a fool. Something Rula don't know. The whole reunion, she was looking like, really? I didn't know this. Girl, your husband's a liar and a slut. Joellen told you. Brian
I'm just curious why she's so free will to believe everything he tells her when she knows he's lied to her before. Like, is this a facade? Is you trying to just keep this man just because you don't want to be alone? So you just accepting it? Because it doesn't make sense. If you know he's lied to you, why are you so quick to believe him? And the shit when he explains it.
I don't think she's quick to believe him. I don't think she believes him with any of it. I just think she tries to present it as that way to protect their image. I think she knows what's going on. She's just not doing shit about it. Did the mistress sign the NDA or just Brian? Because she be telling Joellen everything.
I think the NDA is just strictly business. I don't think it has anything to do with their personal.
I don't either. I can't see them doing an NDA about
About
this.
this. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think because she's part owner of the business, that's where the NDA follows, and that's what he's suing for to get her out, probably out of the business. Because it doesn't make sense if Joella knows all this information, text messages,
Rula
purse
probably
purchases.
told
Like, yes,
him that by talking about her because she's on the business that it can count as slander or something. I feel like Rula probably found a way to tell him this, but they can go. If they're going to do this NDA, we're not talking about it bullshit. We're not going to film bullshit. I don't care to see Rula and Brian's saga, if I'm being honest. Rula, you kept saying you didn't know exactly. You kept saying you didn't know what exactly do you know about your marriage. You don't know when y'all met, when y'all got married, when you got pregnant. What do you know?
no, she know all that. But the problem is that it would incriminate her with the ex-wife, the Spanish teacher.
It would. I'm trying to see this too. She either doesn't care or is waiting for the right moment to leave.
I don't think she's leaving. I don't think she's leaving.
I don't feel like she will either, because I read somewhere she's worth more than him too.
Yeah, I think she is going to stay a wife, especially being on the show. I think she's going to stick with him, and probably is going to Catherine Cryer this situation and just start counting up numbers of how many mistresses it is. Pretty soon, it's going to be the blonde lady's number 3. We're going to see probably a redhead number 4.
Hot Mess Express.
Yeah.
Mistress ain't even all of that. When I seen her picture, I was like,
No, she look rough.
Huh?
She look rough.
She do.
I seen her. She look rough. She look like Sydney Mama in Scream.
A mess. Just a mess. They asked Brian about more stuff with the polo, him heading to the hospital. Apparently, Joellen says that Brian was caught at his parents' house with his drawers down, or the mistress draws or something. That wouldn't surprise me if he uses his parents as a way to cheat. Wouldn't surprise me, because I believe cheating is a learned behavior. I do. So that wouldn't surprise me, especially since it seems like he always uses his parent as an excuse. But he tells another story of taking off his wedding ring. And when he talks about taking off his wedding ring, because he wasn't wearing it at the event, originally, he said that he took out the wedding ring because of something with his son, but then he changed the story when talking to Andy, and Andy asked him twice, but he changed his story. Brian, you just be lying. Like, you just be lying. You just be lying. And then Joellen also had a receipt with the bag number, the serial number for the bag, proving that Brian purchased a Chanel bag for someone. She asked Rula, did he purchase this bag for you? And Rula, like a fool, no, the bag was not me. So he buying this bitch Chanel bags while his wife ain't got nothing. Most men that cheat, like the way Brian's cheating, would at least be buying their wife bags and things like that. But apparently, I guess he is not. Then Joellen's husband, Gary, adds more and says that he saw Brian and the mistress at the mall, because apparently Joellen's husband knows the mistress and her ex-husband. Why y'all couldn't explain that to us on camera, I don't know, during the season. But that is how Joellen's getting this information, because her husband knows the mistress. So she's making it seem like her friend is the mistress. And I don't understand why Joellen doesn't just fucking say that, because it's very clear since your husband knew her and her ex-husband. But Gary says that when the mistress saw him in the mall, she came up to him and introduced Brian to Gary as her boyfriend. I said, my God, Rula, what more do you need to hear? So Rosie and Ashley chime in, and Rosie's like, this man has obviously cheated on you, and he just needs to tell people when the affair ended. And I appreciated Rosie for doing this, because I feel like Joellen and Kelsey and Liz and Alicia like to do this thing where they just talk about all the little stuff and all the things that happened instead of landing the plane. They go on like this endless circle of attacking her. But you proved your point, Joellen. We know that the man cheats. We know that the man lies. We know that Rula lies. We know that her marriage is toxic and not healthy. You've been proving that you're not a liar. So why are we still talking about it? All we need to know is if the affair has ended and if it's still going. Brian says the affair ended in October of last year, but Joellen looked like she has some more receipts that prove that the affair is still going on, which I believe. Because a bitch isn't going to be so bothered to be posting pictures and on social media, making sure that we know she was having an affair with this man unless she is still with this man. She wants to be claimed. It's given Nadia from Love and Hip Hop Miami. It is given Nadia from Love and Hip Hop. But Brian says he can't give the date of when the affair ended because of the NDA. How did you feel about Brian's segment? Because he pretty much didn't answer anything we wanted to know because of the NDA. Even when presented with facts and receipt, they still lied. How did you feel about it?
I feel like, to me, what was the point of him coming?
Thank you.
What was the point of him coming if he was just going to deflect and lie and say, oh, I can't because the NDA date, which didn't have shit to do with you purchasing no bag. And the problem that I have with Rula, once again, is that you sitting up there looking lost and confused when I feel like you know exactly what he's doing. You just don't care. And instead of you just saying, I don't care that he cheats, that's not my deal breaker. It's not. I want to be his wife, and that's what it is. They're telling you just say that versus you trying to lie and defend him and saying that nothing is true when she's proving that it is. I'm telling y'all, I would have so much more respect for Rula if she said, yes, he cheats on me. I do not care. Mm-hmm. I actually prefer it, to be honest with you, because he's been doing it so fucking long. I actually prefer it because it gets him out my damn house and into hers.
I honestly, if she would say that, people wouldn't come at her. But they would. You know, for whatever reason, people want to lie and deceive. Sometimes telling the truth, as my dad says, the truth will set you free.
The truth will set you free, because what else are we going to say if you say that?
Naya said, I hope for the best because this is the worst.
I don't feel bad for her. I actually don't think it's the worst at all. I feel like what's worse is that she's lying about it.
Yeah, that's the
worst.
He did say he's going to his parents' house for an emergency hospital visit that never happened. He could have absolutely used them as an alibi and did some sneaky-ish that he took the ring off for. He probably did, especially learning the parents live 2 hours away. He was like, my parents live over 2 hours away. Then where the fuck did you go when you said you had to get to a hospital?
Right.
Also, you're a doctor, so you should be able to FaceTime them, go over their chief complaints, and figure out if they need a hospital or not. Like,
first of all, and let's not act like 2 hours ain't enough time to take a shower, put your clothes back on, and come back to the damn event. Like, let's not do that.
Plenty of time.
Joella
got fired from her old job. Girl, you need to be a damn private detective now.
Okay, you sure do.
At the beginning of the show, Joellen is full of shit though, because Joellen at the beginning of the show made it clear that she was not fired because of Brian and that 6 other people were laid off with her. But then when Brian came out, I lost my job because of you. You might have lost your job because you sow into other people's business and you're unprofessional and gossiping. And as somebody who has worked in sales, okay, you cannot have a messy reputation. You have to be friendly. You have to be extroverted. But I don't want nobody selling me no shit if I see them gossiping about this person and that person and that person. She probably was a liability for the company.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you mean you helped the kid's hair to go with? And her husband could be the co-owner. He do all the legwork.
I like that he did that to give her steady paycheck so she would shut her mouth.
Yep.
And it's a way for Rula not to find out that he's spending money on. Because I'm not going to say, I don't know if the lady a hoe or not, or just a home wrecker. I don't know. But what I'm going to say is that, like, I feel like when most men do that, that's a way to clean up the money to where it's not recognized. So if you're a man on the business, ladies, you know, and you can't check the bookkeeping records, you know, check expenses that don't make no sense.
Yes. Always check your expenses, actually. Always. I don't understand why people don't. If you live with someone, you have every right to know what's going on with their finances, married or not, because it impacts you. Andy asked the women because they sent Brian off the stage. Not shit got solved. I think Rula and Brian will do this song and dance until they cannot anymore. But Andy asked the women if they have any regrets. Everybody gave good answers, but, well, I didn't care for any of the answers, if I'm being honest. The only people whose answers were okay were Joellen's and Rosie's. I also think they both had good seasons. I feel like Rosie and Joellen are both MVPs for the season. Don't really care enough for the rest of the women on this show. If any of them were to be replaced, I wouldn't mind. They gave Andy a mask. So Liz, you gave him a fake ass mask and then you quit. That's fine. But they gave Andy a mask. This is why I want someone different to host reunions. I'm starting to notice, not just on this franchise, but I'm starting to notice across all the franchises that I cover or guest host cover on James's channel, that they are kissing Andy's ass. Now we're giving him gifts and props and things like that because they're just hoping their shit gets put in the clubhouse. Switch up the cast a little. I don't like when they kiss the ass of the host. Like, it annoys me. But I don't have much. I think these ladies gave a great season. Every single episode of the season, I was thoroughly entertained. Even though I did not like everybody, there's nobody on this cast I can really say that like thoroughly like pisses me off or that I dislike, like the way I dislike Dorit or Heather. So I'm glad they'll be back for a second season. I really appreciate all of the people who have watched my reviews of this show. I gained a lot of subscribers, so welcome and thank you. Thank you to James for covering it. We will be back as soon as Rhode Island is back. I'm going to be replacing this slot with something I don't quite know yet, but new shows I'll be adding, age appropriate. I have a bunch of shows I'll be adding, so just tap in. But James, before we get away from Rhode Island, did you have any final thoughts on the season?
I don't have any final thoughts on the season. And as I mentioned before in the first episode, I think that it was kind of a shocker to me that they were this entertaining first season in. Like in the first episode to now, like you said, every episode was thoroughly entertaining. We had a nice appropriate amount of scandal. We had a nice appropriate amount of legitimate ladies knowing each other. I think this is what works, is when they all have history with each other that spans over 10 years. I think only one or two of them did not have the, same time length of knowing each other than the other ladies, but it still worked either way. Bravo, this is what works. Not a whole bunch of strangers, cosplaying and acting like they've known each other for 30 years when they haven't.
That's true.
So yeah, I loved it. Like I loved every part of this show. I'm glad they got a season 2, and I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Honestly, it's one of the best cities they've added to the franchise since Salt Lake City, because it was truly interesting from the beginning.
Yes,
they found their way, and that will be coming back as well. Salt Lake City, that is on James's channel.
Yes,
Andy got to be a queen/king for the day. I'm sure he was happy. It was a good first season. It definitely was. He will put it in the clubhouse. He will. Twin, we refer. She said, call her Thanos. James, yes, James, the history helps.
It does.
This was a great few season. Only a few complaints, but not much. They weren't big complaints, which I really appreciate. You are welcome. This is my favorite Housewives now. Me too. I prefer and will definitely be looking forward to Rhode Island. I believe New Jersey, they were going to be coming back later this year. I do cover New Jersey. I will be covering Ultimate Girls Trip, the 20-year anniversary. No, I am not covering Orange County. No, I am not covering Housewives of New York. They have bored me for a couple of seasons now. I did try to cover In the City. Don't care for Summer House, but any suggestions you guys would love to see me cover, let me know. That is why I've added Raising Canaan and a couple of other shows. Other than that, we will head out for this review. Shout out to the replay gang. The link to James's channel is in the description of this video. I will be going live right after this live to do my 90 Day Fiancé review. But other than that, I'll see y'all later. Au revoir.